Hey YouTube, this is Jaden Storm, coach from Team Shadowstrike, and this is going to be a new deck profile for you guys. First off, guys, I know I didn't do much during the holidays. The holidays was a pretty bad time for me, guys. I was pretty sick for a good chunk of them, but I have a lot of new videos lined up for you, so they will get done and get posted for you guys. Also, there will be also a new contest video up, so you can check that out. I'm going to be giving away. I have a crap ton of playmats, so we're going to give away some playmats, so you can go check that out. It's going to be real easy and real fun, so do go and check that out. So anyway, guys, let's jump straight into this deck profile. This is going to be a blue wave deck profile. A couple of y'all had been requesting it, and I just hadn't got the rest of the cards yet to finish it, but now I do. I've done quite a bit of playtesting with it, and the deck is a lot of fun, actually. I didn't think I would like the deck as much as I do, but it is a lot of fun, so I will get into the deck, and I will explain my choices. So for the starting Vanguard, we play Blue Wave Dragon Dagger Master Draco Kid. This card is the best starter for this deck, obviously, since it's a blue wave deck. His ability is Forerunner, grade 1, slide him out, rides him, slide out. His ability is Counterblast 1, put him to the soul, and your Vanguard gains the skill of Wave 2 or more. Anytime that unit attacks, you draw a card. And then on Wave 5 or more, they gain +1 crit. It's really tempting to play 2 of these in the deck, but one's plenty, because it is such a good card. Goes really well with your Tetra Boil Stride, but that's why he's there. And until then, he serves as a good solid 5k boost. So, Dagger Draco Kid. For the triggers, I play 4 copies of Blue Storm Battleship Wadatsumi. I don't know how you pronounce that. I play 4 copies of Supersonic Sailor. This card, whenever he is on the rear guard, you may put him into the soul and countercharge 1. So he's good because we do counterblast in this deck a fair amount, so that's a good thing to have. And then we play 4 copies of Blue Wave Soldier Brutal Trooper. Now, this might seem a little weird to be playing 12 crits in an Aquaforce deck, but the reason this works very much is this guy serves as a draw trigger and a critical trigger, and that's why I play it. Because originally I was going to play these 2, and this was going to be a draw trigger, but I decided to try out the 12 crit, and it works very well. This card is absolutely broke. Whenever he's placed on the rear guard, he has an act ability. If you have a Vanguard with Blue Wave in its card name, you may place this card on the top of your deck. If you do, that unit get your Vanguard, choose up to one of your Vanguards, and until the end of the turn, it gets the ability of Wave 2 or more. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, draw a card. What I really like doing is using... well, I'll show you how stupid this card can be, but you can also stack his effect. You can get multiples of him off in a turn if you want, which makes him absolutely amazing. And then we play also our 4 copies of Medical Officer of the Blue Storm Fleet for our heal trigger, because we want our heal trigger. So 12 crits and 4 heals. You could play stand triggers in this deck as well, but I like the criticals, so... Grade 1s, we play 4 copies of Ocean Keeper Plato. G-Perfects, because G-Perfects and this deck does counterblast a fair amount, so why not? Next, we play 4 copies of Kelpie Rider Nikki. This is our Aquaforce Stride Enabler. We do, striding in this deck is part of the way this deck kicks off, so we want to be able to stride as often as possible. And also, it serves as a good 7k boost if need be. We don't play Savas in this deck, so his other abilities is useless to you, but he's still a good card. Next, we play 3 copies of Dispatch Mission Seagull Soldier. I really like this card. It's one of my favorites in the deck. His ability is, when this unit is placed on the rear guard, you may Soul Blast 1, choose one of your other units, and that unit gets plus 3,000 power. I also like it because you can use it to combo with some of your other pieces and get bigger numbers and make sure you're able to hit. And then his other ability, his Generation Break ability, which I don't think I've even used once actually. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted on wave 4 or more, you may return this card to your hand. So, pretty good card. For the last grade 1, 3 copies of Battle Siren Stacia. So, Stacia, I like it just because there are cool things you can do with it in this deck. I really like using these 2 cards together, using his skill to power her up to 9, and then she can attack rear guards for 12, or you can power up to 9, booster, and then with Anger Boil's skill, when she stands, she becomes 12, and then she can at least attack the Vanguard by herself. I mean, there's just so much you can do with her, and I like her, so... The only thing that I would consider changing, because I've actually considered dropping 1 Kelpie Rider and playing a 4th Seagull, but right now the deck functions fine the way it is, so... But it's an idea I might try. I play 4 copies of Blue Wave Marine General Fibros. This card is really good, and I don't know why a lot of Blue Wave decks do not use this card. I like it for many reasons, because you can do a grade 2 turn rush if you happen to open up with 2 of these in your hand, which is nice. But his ability is, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's on wave 3rd, if it's on the 3rd wave, and it has to be the 3rd wave, it can only be the 3rd wave. If this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Blue Wave in its card name, you may counterblast 1. If you do, this unit gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn, and at the end of the battle, stand this unit. So, it's pretty good. So if you attack on wave 3rd or more and you counterblast 1, it gains that immediate plus 2, making it 11, and then it can stand back up, and it will keep that 2k boost. So it's pretty good. And then we play 4 copies of Magnum Assault. This card is just a good card to play in Aqua Force decks in general, just because he's an alternative, another attack combo to get you up to your 3rd and 4th waves. Just remember, a lot of players are still forgetting that he is misprint. Whenever he's boosted, Generation Break 1, whenever he's boosted, you may counterblast 1, restand him, and gain 2,000 power if he's attacking the Vanguard. So keep that in mind. For the last grade 2, I play 3 copies of Tier Knight Timos. I like this because it gives Aqua Force some little bit of control. His ability is Generation Break 1. On wave 2 or more, if his attack hits the Vanguard, you retire 1 unit. So I really like him because you can sometimes get multiple attacks with him if you use him on your Anger Boil turn, so you can cause some havoc to your opponent's field. And then for grade 3s, we play 4 copies of Blue Wave Dragon Tetra Drive Dragon. So... we all know this guy. He was the very first Blue Wave card we were introduced to. So, his ability is Limit Break. At the end of the battle that this unit attacked a Vanguard, if it was the 2nd battle of that turn or more, this unit gets the ability of, at the end of the battle that your rear guard attacked a Vanguard, if it was the 4th battle of that turn, you may counterblast 2 and discard 2 Aqua Force cards from your hand and stand this unit. So, it gives you a restanding ability. This is really crucial because the most popular Aqua Force deck, I think, it would probably be the Ripple deck. And this guy gets around. That's why Limit Break units are becoming so big now again, because of all the grade 2 rush decks out there that'll just sit on grade 2 and force you to play that game. And that's why a lot of the Limit Break units are coming back. And this guy gets around that, so you can get your 2 attacks off. And then his other ability is you may counterblast 1 to give him 2,000 power. So that's there. And obviously we play him for his name. Then for the final grade 3, we're playing the new Aqua Force card, 4 copies of Blue Wave Dragon Anger Boil Dragon. So, Anger Boil's skill, His Generation Break I have a lot of fun with when I use it. His Generation Break ability, Generation Break 2, wave second time only. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of turn, and choose one of your rear guards, stand it, and it gets plus 10,000 until end of turn. So I really like to be able to go first, second, stand, and now it's going to be wave 3, and he has a 10k boost, and after that attack he can stand back up again. So I really like Anger Boil's skill, his Generation Break. And then his Stride skill is during your turn, when your Blue Wave Martial Dragon, Tetra Boil Dragon strides, choose one of your Vanguards until end of turn. That unit gets plus 3,000 power. And the skill of Wave Second Time Only. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose up to 2 of your rear guards, stand them, and they get plus 3k until end of turn. So his skill also helps you set up for your big Martial Wave push, which I'll show you my favorite way to do that combo in a second. Now for my extra deck, we got the Mega Gengar sleeves on it because I ran out of my Silverback Star sleeves. But that's okay, I like Mega Gengar, he's cool, right? We play 2 copies of Marine General of Heavenly Scales Tidal Board Dragon. Now, this is just the standard trial deck Aqua Force G unit. You can play Socrates, the promo that came out with this set, but the only problem with that card is it's a counterblast, and this deck counterblasts enough with Magnum Assault, possibly Tetra Drive, Magnum Assault, your starter. So I just like to save my counterblast, so I play this since he's free. So that's why I do that. And then I play 2 copies of Blue Wave Martial Dragon, Tetra Boil Dragon. Now, there's a lot of thoughts on this card, and I'll get more into that here in a second. But his ability is when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a heart card with Blue Wave in its card name, you may counterblast 1, choose a face-down copy of Blue Wave Martial Dragon, Tetra Boil Dragon from your G-Zone and turn it face up, and until the end of turn, this unit gets Drive -1, and the ability of Wave 4 more only, Wave 4th time only. At the end of the battle that your rear guard attacked a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, stand this card. So it's a restanding Vanguard, obviously. But the thing is most of the time when you go into your Martial Wave, that's normally going to be your final turn because you're going to gain so much power and throw at least 5 attacks, sometimes 6 at your opponent. And that's really hard to deal with, especially if you already have them at like 4 damage, especially considering comboing this with it to gain that crit on the second attack, so it's going to be hard for them to deal with. For the last G unit, Aqua Force players can probably guess it. I play 4 copies of Marine General of Heavenly Silk Lambros, the best Aqua Force G unit in existence. I think we can all agree. Lambros' skill. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it is the 4th battle of that turn or more, you may G-Persona Blast. If you do, choose up to 2 of your rear guards and stand them. Then if the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone is 2 or more, the units that were stood by this effect get plus 10,000 power. So the ideal is I'm going to go first to a Tidal Bore, then into my Martial Wave, and if Tetra Boil does not finish you, then you're going to die to Lambros. But most games that I've test played with this deck, I win on the Martial on the Tetra Boil turn. And then if they survive, then they have Lambros to deal with. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. It is a very consistent deck. So I'm going to show you now my favorite way to get this guy's effect off. I would really like it if my field looked like something to the effect of we'll go this. Okay, and say I'd want to stride plus 3k to the Vanguard, and then call this, and use his skill to Soul Blast 1 and give power right here. Then we're going to use our starter skill. Now, obviously, you need a Counter Blast for that, but I'm not going to do that. So, Counter Blast 1 for that. One of my favorite things to do is if I can have 2 of these in my hand on this turn, watch how broke this is. Okay, I just used the starter skill. Call, skill, target the Vanguard. Back to the deck. Call, target the Vanguard. Back to the deck. Okay? Then, if, say we have a booster for our Vanguard, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. We can go 16 to that Vanguard. Okay? Wave 2, attack with the Vanguard. We'll leave her standing. So we're attacking for 29 right here, right? First, the starter skill is going to kick off. Draw 1, since it's on wave 2 or more. We've used both of those critical triggers, so we get to draw 1 for each of their effects. Next, the stride skill. Stand, stand. Counterblast 1, G Persona Blast, so he gains that skill. Now we're going to twin drive. Assume we had no cards at the start of our turn. We literally ditched our card to stride and then called this and this. So this is our hand now. Here, I'll do that one more time. We have no cards in our hand. Attack once. Attack for 29. Stride skill. Stand, stand. Counterblast 1, G Persona Blast. Starter skill. Draw 1 for his attack because we're attacking on wave 2 or more. Draw 1 for the first critical trigger. Draw 1 for the second critical trigger. So then we're going to do our twin drive. 1, 2. And then we're going to go... It's on wave 3, and this guy just stood back up in both of these game +3 because of Anger Boil's skill. We're going to go 12, 22 to the Vanguard. Counterblast 1 to give him +2. It makes him 24, and then he's going to stand. So that was wave 3. Wave 4, we're going to attack the Vanguard for 15. Then Counterblast 1 and restand +2. At the end of wave 4, we're going to discard 1 and stand our Vanguard. And then we got 29, 35 to the Vanguard. Starter skill, wave 2 or more, draw a card. First critical trigger, draw another card. Second critical trigger, draw another card. And since it's wave 5 or more, the other starter skill activates, giving him +1 critical. Then we're going to twin drive again. And then we still have 2 more attacks to deal with that we have to play with. This was at 11. And this guy was at 12, 14, and he might have triggers on him. So in the end of that turn, we had no cards, and we drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With no cards in our hand, guys, to start the combo, because of the critical trigger, the starter, and the twin drive, we gained a huge hand. That's why I love this deck, because you can literally... have absolutely nothing in your hand, and then all of a sudden, bam, you have this huge hand, and your opponent just doesn't know what to do with it because they're like, I have this big attack staring at me, and you know, what am I supposed to do? So, but anywho, guys, that is my Blue Wave Tetra Drive deck. This deck is a lot of fun to play. It's really consistent. Like I said, most of the time when I go into Martial Wave, if that doesn't kill my opponent, chances are they will either die to Lambros next turn, or if I can't stride, I can just use this guy's Generation Break to finish the game. But it's a really fun deck. I enjoy playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot better than I gave it credit for, but it's definitely a deck to watch out for. So anyway, guys, in the comment section below, make sure you tell me what you thought of the deck profile. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to put them down there. I'm always open to hear your guys' ideas and see what you have for the deck. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up this video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time.